Hello everybody and welcome back. Since we have this brand new and beautiful workbench, I figure what better place to start than an unboxing. That's right. I ended up buying a Super Taurus F-18 Throttle Quadrant. Unfortunately, the one piece I have been dreading making on the F-18 cockpit is the Throttle Quadrant. It's just complicated. And, well, somebody else makes one, so for now, this is going to become my left quadrant. And we're going to start out with unboxing it, opening it up, and really taking a look into it. So, here we go. I've actually got a shelf for you guys, so we're going to put a camera up here so you can see everything as I open it, and we're probably going to put one over there so that you can actually see everything as I open it. So, here goes. Alright, we have got all the cameras rolling in order to give you guys the best possible view of everything going on. So, let's dive into it. Woohoo! Interesting. We're going to rotate it this way so that this camera has a little bit better view. There's a box and a box. We have got refrigerator magnets, handles, throttle base, startup panel. If that doesn't come on it, I might not plug it in because this throttle base is really the part that I really wanted. So we might use that temporarily, but we will see. They checked off on a whole bunch of stuff. We apparently did not get magnets, part 3, 1, or 2. So I did not buy the system that actually holds it to the desk because I plan on putting this in the cockpit. But I've got to take it off the desk so that I can get it out of the package. It's not overly heavy, probably weighs about 12 pounds. Yeah, 12, maybe 5 kilos. Ugh. Alright. I flip it upside down and it still doesn't want to come out. Man. Oh, they glue it in there? Okay. Boxes in boxes. So, first off, we are going to look at that. That is nice graphics, really well printed, good quality pictures, pretty good quality. Lots of the details on it, some Chinese, some not Chinese. Essentially just the same on both sides. So, we are going to dive straight on in. So, first layer is foam. Thick piece of foam too. Alright. We have the generic USB cable, some of the magnets, some of the tools that we're going to need. We're going to organize these up top on this beautiful workbench that we have. Second set of tools, second USB cable. And they're both apparently USB 2. So, 2 of these guys, it says high quality, so it must be true. Okay, I don't think that's supposed to come out yet. So, the next one, another layer of foam. Pretty beefy. That is insane. This thing is huge. Those finger lifts are like half the reason I wanted this thing. Because the real one has finger lifts and I want finger lifts. Those things are phenomenal. I'm glad we put the top camera up, or else you guys wouldn't be able to see any of this that I am seeing. We're gonna remove some of the foam, just to make it easier to get out. Look at that. A lot of foam in here. Not at all complaining. Lifts straight out. Nothing else in the box. You know what? This will make a good backdrop. You go over here. Let's bring this over underneath this camera. Take a look at this. There's definitely got to be more in there. But take a look at that. That is stellar. Plastic construction, but pretty solid. So it looks like they went with a pretty similar design. Not bad switches. They're not quite as solid as the ones I've been messing with. Those are pretty standard potentiometers. So that is something that is a rotary in the sim, but is just it's not a rotary in this one. Switches have a pretty good feel to them. They're not quite as solid, so I would say they are Chinese switches. Actually, we're gonna take a look at the sides. All right, first we're gonna look up here. I have no idea what those are. They are loose. Oh, those are probably the mounts. Man, that is just smooth. Comes out of afterburner, hits it, but you can push it through. That's nice. Friction all the way forward. Decently makes a difference. And then over the gates in the back. So, on the side, not a whole lot there. There is a thrust lever neutral field tension, so realistically this is probably a scaler for this friction lever. Over here on the back, there are more mounting levers as well as a velcroed on logo. We'll leave that for now. Pull this over. That looks like another tension, so if these guys are off as far as left and right being tight and in sync, this is probably where you adjust it. Thrust lever sync, I think this is for the F-16 type style where there's only one throttle. That's probably where this guy goes. Around the front, more mounting stuff, as well as a USB port. That's the look around, and on the bottom it's actually pretty soft. It's got these little rubber feet, so it won't provide good friction. It's not super staticky. They are expecting you to mount this somewhere, not just stick it on a desk. But yeah, because it will slide a lot. But that is pretty darn cool. Alright, let's look for the thrust levers. Back in the box. These little guys contain the thrust levers. That's one, that's another. Thrust lever. Thrust lever. We're gonna pull these out, stick them over here for now. Because we had one surprise, this is where they would put more components, but we don't have those for now. So, because I didn't order them. Not sure I ever will, but we'll say for now. So these are plastic wrapped. They were in their own styrofoam. That is so cool. Interesting. It comes with a little plate. Let's see why. But this is what I was dreading. This is the component that I don't want to make because all these buttons and switches are just nuts to make. It's such a small form factor. There are so many of them with so many organic curves. It's just, this is the part I've been dreading, but man, this feels good. This is actually a four-way hat switch. I thought it was only an up and down, but it's got a four-way forward, backwards. Same with this one. That has a depress, that has a depress. This is your speed brake, forward lock, back hold, and then a little button there. Then a coolie switch up here, and then a radar elevation up and down. We're gonna put that guy down for a moment. Came with some extra screws. Hope they're extra, because it's got some in there. Unpacking number 2. What does this guy have? It's got the light switch. I believe these two are comms, or they are... Wow, those are significant switches. The quality is not the same between the two. You can really hear a difference between the two. So, I'm not sure you guys can hear it, but I can hear an audible difference, and I can feel This one on my right, your guys' left, is much softer than this guy, and that's okay. This one also has a much heavier switch feel. This is a lot more similar to the switches that I've been working with for my cockpit build. But on this, only these momentaries for push to hold are even close to this one and the ones that I've been working with, so just a difference in quality. It's different. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna enjoy making some of those myself. But yeah, so it's just different. They're a lighter feel. I'm not sure if they're any less quality, so we'll just have to wait and see. But let's put these on. So those look like it is literally just, all right, first we gotta grab an Allen, which it looks like it comes with, and then it looks like it's just plug it in, stick it on, Bob's your uncle. They give you what looks like just a pair of backup alternate screws. So we've got this one forward. We are gonna grab, looks too big, so we're gonna grab this kit. Why there are so many, I don't know. Probably to take apart stuff and adjust it, and I don't know. Hopefully we don't have to find out. And this is just as simple as plug and play. That's my hope. Haha, first try. Pulling out the screws. Okay, these ones look longer. They are much, much longer. Throw in the tools. Now, is this a spacer plate? Or is this a cap? Or does it completely get removed? I think it gets removed. Once that's on, it should clear each other just fine. So, we are gonna plug this guy in. That is a really long screw and a really long hole. So it looks like they included short ones for the lazy ones and long ones for people that just want to use the included, I guess. But first we gotta plug this in. This is definitely not a tutorial on how to set it up because I'm going off the cuff of my pants. Seat of my pants, cuff of my pants. Depends on your generation, I guess. And, you know, where you wear your shirt versus your pants. But this, I'm literally just screwing it in. Ooh. That one bottomed out. I don't think it'll be an issue, but they didn't drill that hole deep enough. Interesting. Man, that feels good. Those finger lifts are gonna be nice. Oh, those are gonna be beautiful. Love it. Alright, second one. Man, this has a lot of buttons over 3. That's probably a serial, so there's probably actually a controller inside of this. That's interesting to say the least. I think we are gonna go with the short screws on this one. I might swap out the long for the short on the other one as well. But just for a quick sanity check, they do not touch, but they are nice and close. That's perfect. I guess if you wanted more spacing, you've got bigger hands, widthwise, a full Spock on it. I don't know. Or if you need some extra space for this guy, but you don't because it's got a shelf. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you guys know what the difference is or why they included those little pieces of acrylic. If they're just protection, I don't know. This cable is slightly too long, like the ever smidgest of smidgens, and it's putting a lot of upwards pressure on this. So I think it's just too tight. The relief is in the wrong places. Once we get it on, that shouldn't be an issue, but I don't know if they assembled this before or if they just cut it to a specific length and screwed it in. Probably the second, but man, that is stiff. So a lot of this is pretty close, with the exception of this guy is normally on the right side. The battery, normally on the right side. Generators, I believe, are over here. APU is about there, engine crank is about there, probe extensions there. This does have a lot of buttons and switches. And the guarded one, which is very interesting. Oof. A little friction or else it kind of falls back. So we'll do about medium on the friction. Pushing to afterburner. It's mill, afterburner. Idle, can't really pull it back into the detent. The controls are nice. That's going to be easy to walk in. There's so much throw on these. Wow, it's got an actual arm. It's got actual levers. You can push it all the way up into mill super easily, and then you can push all the way into afterburner, where you can actually lift those. Man, that's nice. Just the feel is good. It kind of feels like a cheap powder coat or plastic. I think it's plastic. So this all looks injection molded. That's metal. That's metal up here. That's plastic. Plastic. So it has a metal body, plastic top, plastic for the actual throttles, plastic on the verticals, and then I'm not so sure about the internals because I haven't taken it apart to check. But I don't think I want to at the moment. That is just cool. Such a simple design too. So cool. Alright, one of the only problems with this is that, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's no cockpits in here. So the first step in testing this is going to be moving the cockpit in here, putting in a panel so that we can actually, hold the thing in there, which is basically just going to be cutting out the identical of what I already have, and then just making out a square so that this just drops in, and then I might make some way of bolting it in or something, but we'll see. To start with though, I need to get the cockpit in here. Me from the future, as you can see, we got a lot done in the future, but unfortunately this video is getting very long, so we're going to cut it here today, and next episode we're going to be moving the cockpit in here, installing the WinWing, and doing some playing with it. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys join me for the next adventure, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.